Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I have a little VR and project share I want to do with you. So this is for Ramona at Cherised Treasures. Yes, I'm running down to the wire here. But if you're seeing this, it means it's already done and mailed off, so that's a good thing. So she asked for her birthday challenge, she asked for you to make a pocket letter that was vintage theme. And I guess whatever vintage means to you. And it has to be postmarked by the 31st. So if you're a faster worker than I am, you can go ahead and do one today or tonight and tomorrow, as long as it's postmarked by the 31st. And she has some wonderful prizes to give away. Ramona is such a sweet person. She's always showing us what's new and everything. She makes me jealous. Sometimes knowing that I can't go get it, but that's okay. But please go over and give her some support regardless. Whether you're able to participate or not, go over and show her some YouTube love. Make sure you subscribe to her channel if you've not done so. I will put the link below in the description box for you. So without further ado, let me show you what I used first, and then I'll show you the project. So I used these vintage papers, and I got this paper pack. Oh my goodness, I know at least a year or 2 years ago. It's this right here. It's collage, and it is some beautiful vintage shabby, papers in here. So I have been hoarding that because I wanted to make some copies of some of the back pages, but I said nope, I'm not going to hoard it anymore. I'm going to use it. So I used this paper here. And I thought I had a little bit of the other paper that I used, the green one, but I can't put my hand on it right now, so maybe I don't. But I have this. And then here's the papers that I used to make my pocket letter with. I used this side and this side, the vintage newsprint. And I used this side and this side. It was double-sided paper. So it really came out very pretty. And then what I used, I made a folder for it. Let's see. I found a piece of the paper. This is the green paper that I used. And it's really pretty. Okay, and so what I used, I made a file folder for it to go over it. And what I used is just one of these folders. And I didn't paint it, I just covered it up. So, and then I had this fabric out here to show you. I used this fabric to cover the outside of the box. I've had this fabric for a while, wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, and this was a perfect project. So without further ado, let me show you my project. Now, it took me a month and a lot of tears on this. But, I'm slow when it comes to this, but shabby and vintage is right up my alley. You know that I love this. Let me pull this up and see if I can get rid of some of that shadow. I'm recording this at night, so I just want to make sure this is, that I can get this, got it recorded for her, and get this mailed off on Tuesday morning. So if you're seeing this, it means it got mailed off. So on the outside, like I said, I used this fabric here to cover the book on the outside and the back. And then this has got lots of lace on it. So I used this trim here, which is this, and this is all I have left of it, on the front and on the back. And then these are some doilies that I had in my stash. And I put these, and this is a fabric picture that came from an image that came from these right here. And I got these last year from Jane Marge Hall. It's in the UK, and she has some beautiful printed fabrics that she sells, and they're so very reasonably priced. And I got these when I got all my Paris theme ones. So I put that on there, and then I use this tiny Chinese braid here to go around the picture. And then I used on this part right here, I used this beautiful lace that I had in my stash. I've been hoarding some of this stuff, so it really felt good just to dig in there and get things out and use it. It's been a long time since I've done a vintage project, so I hope you really like this, Ramona. And then on the edge, I actually used this right here. This right here, and what I did was, I went around and then just trimmed off this little part right here, so that I have a whole bunch of these little dangles left that I can use for little snips and pieces and projects. So that's what I did for that. I cut the little dangles off and I just put the lace on the side. And then these are flowers that I had from Recollections. I have saved them and saved them, saved them. And they're these right here, the Jolie's. And so I pulled those out of my stash and used those. So, and let me see, on the back side, I pretty much did the same thing. I did not put a side trim on the back. I put the mesh at the bottom because I wrapped it all the way around. This was a vintage applique, flower applique that I had gotten in Happy Mail. And I've had it so long, forgive me, I don't know who gave it to me. And then I used the same trim, this right here, on the top of the back. And then these two flowers, that's another one of those flowers from Jolie's. And then this right here is a mixture of a flower made from like the cross-stitch material or whatever, the fine cross-stitch material. And then just lace. And then pearls in the middle. So you flip it back open to the front. So this is what the inside looks like. And I'll show you this first. So I used that pink paper here to cover the inside of the file folder. And then I used this trim here on the edges of it, right here. And then I used this like peachy color Chinese trim to line the edges here. And then I had some of this in my stash here. And I used it, I cut the little 4 flowers apart here. And on the inside of this is this lace right here. It's beautiful lace. It has pearls and little danglies on it too. So I used that here. And then underneath that is this dangle lace, because I love dangle lace. And the Chinese, the little braid trim here. But underneath here, I don't know if you can see, it has about 5 different kind of layers of lace. And then I used this little cotton fabric here to cover the pockets first, because this was a bright pink folder. And so I cut a piece of this and used it to cover the pocket with it. And so I just layered lace. This has lots of layers on it right here. And so on the side of the pocket letter, I just included like the part that closes in. I didn't want this white showing. So I just used the flowers all the way down. So on the pocket letter itself, I used these images here that came from Honey Bunny's Treasures. And they're vintage ladies. And these were beautiful images. They were $2. Couldn't beat the price. And then what I did was I used my vintage photo distressed ink. And I distressed each one of the cards itself. Now, and then the cards were so beautiful by themselves. I did not want to really add that much to the cards itself. So I left that pretty frame. I added some vintage buttons here and there. A little rolled ribbon flower. And then this is a dragonfly. It's a vintage dragonfly. And it's on the outside. So if she wants to take that off, she can. Now this pocket letter is a special pocket letter. And what makes it special is the way that it's constructed. Now, you know, Jeanette Lane is the creator of pocket letters. She started all this madness. And so I ordered these a couple of years ago from her, and they're pocket letters necessities, and they have inserts. And what I mean by that, okay, so I use this dark pink trim to line it, but it's not all connected. So if you lift this up, it has a flap that goes over it, and then you can get your stuff out of the pocket letter. But when it comes back down, it protects it, and it keeps stuff from falling out. And that's on every one of these. So I wanted to point that out so that you would know how to get into it, Ramona. And so, you know, basically I just framed it. I was going to go down the middle of it, but I honestly just decided not to. And so one of the things I did add on this one right here, I added this bright green trim. But I didn't like the way it looked. It did not come out very vintagey. So I actually took my Distress ink, the vintage photo, and went over this, and it came out really pretty. You know, I'm sorry for the glare. There's really not a whole lot I can do about it. That's a little bit better. And then I have some like little beads here, the peachy color beads. I took one of those blue flowers that I bought, the wooden buttons. Excuse me. That came from Lidl's, and I took my vintage photo and went over it and distressed it as well, so that it could be, you know, it fit in. It didn't look brand new. And like I said, I did all the cards. I cut these out and backed them up on these papers here, like the little card inserts, so that you can see all the way around them. So on the back side, I pretty much did the same thing. I really don't want to show all the little goodies and stuff, so I'm going to put this back over here. On the back side, I did the same thing. This is where I used that green paper. And then I did there's like 2 or 3 layers of lace on the side over here. And here's the peach Chinese braid trim. Same thing. This has about 4 or 5 layers of lace underneath it. And then it has the dangle lace. And then it has this one on top with the 4 little flowers here. And then, of course, this is a pocket, too. And I have some little gifties to put in there, but I didn't want to show them. On the back side, I did the same thing with the trim here. Now, to make this sturdy, what I did was I cut some cardboard. I didn't have chipboard this size, so I just cut out some cardboard, some thin cardboard, and that would fit in here. And before I glued the fabric down, I slid the cardboard in so that would give it some more stability. And then, like I said, on the back side, I've already showed you how I did that. I did not trim that out. So I was really pleased with how it turned out. I think, you know, it's beautiful. I hope you like it, Ramona. You know, when I saw yours, the example, I thought, wow, I have just got to try to do one like that, and I had no earthly idea how I was going to do it. I haven't done a real vintagey or even shabby chic project in a long time, so you know, I was really pleased with this. So, like I said, I hope you like it. Y'all, please go over and show her some YouTube love. If you have time, go ahead and participate in her giveaway. Like I said, you have until Thursday to have it postmarked. And so I guess Thursday by 5, because the post office closes at 5. All right, thank you so much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow morning with a daily devotion, and I have some more project shares for you. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.